there, YouTube? I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique, where I take a look at a different Kickstarter project every single weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and give my honest thoughts on how that project is being ran. And today I'm very excited to be checking out Hero Realms Dungeons, which is currently the most popular project in all of games, and I do believe the most popular project in all of Kickstarter. Yeah, congrats! A new 80-card market deck, 6 new characters, and an all-new 12-encounter dungeon campaign for 1 to 5 players. And I do not like the main image at all. I absolutely hate it. It just doesn't tell me anything about it. It's, wow, okay. It leans on you hopefully knowing that this is Hero Realms. Because if you don't, nothing, it looks like fantasy. It's just generic fantasy. But the description down here I think is fantastic. It tells you exactly what you get. 80-card market deck, which, if you know what this game is, it's a deck-building game. 80 new market cards, that's a big deal. 6 new characters, great asymmetry, and all-new 12-counter. Yeah, and then a campaign. A 12-game campaign. I'm in. 1 to 5 players. I love this part, not so much this part, but I feel like still solid, you know? Right there, because that's all I need to know about your game right here. I know I immediately want this as I own Hero Realms, and I'm like, well, that sounds great. I want this. And I imagine it's probably going to be a pretty reasonably priced, because, once again, Hero Realms kind of known for their smaller boxes. So I don't expect too massive shipping in this. As always, when we go in the video, I'm thinking 3 things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Let's go.
The mighty city of Thandar, a metropolis center of trade, adventure, and opportunity, forging a fragile peace between the Empire and the Eastern Kingdoms. But something sinister is lurking just beneath the surface.
In the dungeons!
Underneath the streets and markets, fiendish creatures and monsters are emerging from the city's ancient underground network of dungeons, unleashing chaos and destruction in their wake. Brave groups of adventurers are tasked to enter the deadly dungeons to destroy the monstrous threats and uncover the secrets of the evil.
So I'm like, I still want it, but I'm like, come on, can we get to the point? Can we get to the point? Because right now we're just themes. Hey, you're gonna fight monsters. Like, okay, got it. It's fantasy. What else? What the hell else am I gonna be doing?
What will you encounter when you enter the dungeons of Thandar?
I imagine the next 2 minutes is actually going to be some meat.
Hi, I'm Rob Doherty, CEO of Wise Wizard Games. Whether you're a long-time...
Great interview, by the way. I interview a lot of people in the hobby, and he's very, very passionate about his games.
I'm Hero Realms fan, or you've never played a deck-building game before, you are going to love Hero Realms Dungeons. Hero Realms is a super popular deck-building game based on Star Realms, winner of 7 Game of the Year awards.
This is how you do it! Oh yeah, it's a spin-off of this other game that was massively popular. Like great. You're letting me know, because I had a problem with it, Coal Baron, yesterday, where it didn't let me know why I wanted Coal Baron. And now you're like, alright, it's a deck building game. It's a spin-off of this other game. It's massively popular. So I like what we're doing here.
It gets tons of...
My sound isn't working all of a sudden. Ooh, hopefully that is just you. Let me know. Anybody else in the chat, let me know if that's just Matthew or if I'm having issues on my end, please.
Play because it's super easy to learn, quick to set up, and you can easily play multiple times in a single game session. Dungeons combines all the best elements of Hero Realms in a single box with solo, PvP, and cooperative play.
Now, we're typically, with Hero Realms, I'm thinking smaller boxes. That looked more like a Ticket to Ride style mega box that might hold everything. And it might not even be Ticket to Ride. It might be that next smaller size down where it's just smaller in just about every way, shape, or form. Either way, just think it's interesting. Hopefully, the size of this box is very clear by the end of this campaign, though, because I would like to know that.
Solo, PvP, and cooperative play. You can play 2 to 4 player PvP with the all-new 80-card market deck and 4 standard starting decks. You can also play as a savage barbarian or a brilliant alchemist. Pit them against each other head-to-head, or have them each lead a team in a 6-player game. These characters each have unique starting decks and flavorful powers they can use during the game. With 24 additional skill and ability tree cards and 40 treasure cards, you'll be able to play legacy-style PvP, where you level up after every game, customizing your character as you bring them all...
I almost feel like that should be on the marquee, but that marquee was so tight as it was. Like it was. Ooh, that's awesome though. That's what I want to hear when I hear 12 campaign. 12 game campaign. I want to know that it's not just me randomly going through the adventure, which is great. Don't get me wrong, that's great. But if I can somehow change myself or alter myself as I go through that campaign, that's where I really, at least for me, I feel like that's for most gamers, you know? If you're no, I feel like being able to put your own permanent mark on your character is just fun.
All the way from level 1 to level 24. And best of all, you can adventure solo or as a team with the included Dungeons of Thandar 12 encounter cooperative campaign. Battle mighty monsters, find magical treasures, level up, and improve your skills. If you want additional characters for your PvP battles or adventuring party, back at the adventure tier, and you'll also get the Bard, Druid.
We're talking about pledge levels in the video. Oh boy, howdy, I love that. Because typically, when I go to the video, I'm thinking, do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? I feel like that's what you need to convince every Kickstarter backer if you want to get their money. Most of the time, people will talk about the how much is it on the video. It's specifically a do I want it and can you do it sort of affair. But the how much is it creeping in? Love it. More information, the better for your customers, especially in this 3-minute tightly woven package.
Monk and Kickstarter exclusive Necromancer.
Ooh.
Each has a
Why I need it back now.
unique starting deck and all the treasure and skill cards needed to bring them up to level 24 and play with any hero.
Showing what the packaging is kind of actually going to look like that, I feel like that's a big baller play right there. That looks good. It just makes it look more professional, knowing that you've already put the forethought into how the packaging is going to work. For smaller stuff, obviously I expect you to have the box for your game ready, but for this sort of thing, I like it.
Hero Realms campaign. And of course, we have tons of cool Kickstarter exclusive promo cards ready to be unlocked as we knock out those stretch goals.
We're mentioning stretch goals. Matthew says, I backed this game, but I'm still figuring out if I backed the right tier because I've been all in on their last Kickstarter. Ooh, that does concern me. That should be something that's pretty easy to navigate and figure out. We'll get to the bottom of that.
Thank you for watching, and on behalf of the whole Wise Wizard Games team, thank you for your support. We love making these games, and we couldn't do it without you. Your adventure awaits. Press the green button. Back now.
First minute, completely do without it. Second, 2 minutes, absolutely fantastic. I think they're showstoppers. A+ last 2 minutes. C- D. I mean, you're doing a great job of spotlighting the game and the play, blah, blah. It's fantasy. It's fantasy. You're going into a dungeon, you're fighting monsters. There we go. I don't need a minute of it. I know you want to showcase the artwork, and that's probably why we're doing it, but come on. 15 created, 91 backed. Rob Doherty grew up in Decatur State, New York. He joined the U.S. Army at age 17, completed airborne training, and served with the 1st Infantry Division. He then attended Northeastern University studying electrical engineering in 1994. Rob dropped out of college to pursue his lifelong passion, games. He opened the iconic Your Move game store and led the store's legendary professional team, which created a slew of Hall of Fame Magic players. Rob went on to run events in New England for Wizards of the Coast and to create his own games. Rob was inducted to the Magic Pro Tour Hall of Fame in 2006. Rob has over 25 years of industry experience spanning nearly every aspect of hobby gaming. Magic Gathering Pro Tour Championship Hall of Famer, game designer, Wise Wizards Game CEO, designer and co-creator of Epic Card Game, co-creator of the Star of... We get it. Can you do it? Through the roof. Not really worried. Once again, they're at conventions. They run a tight ship, it looks like. I have no concerns at all about Wise Wizard Games. So can you do it? I'm feeling pretty good, but we want to check back here. Because, you know, maybe they have like secretly have like 18 games they haven't shipped that I don't know about, which would be really hard considering I've covered quite a few of their old games. Rise of Empire. I don't think this one is out. I think I remember hearing about this one at Gen Con last year, Origins. Project status. We've completed our first draft of the rulebook, so that one's not out yet. Hero Realms Digital. I do believe this one is out. I've actually played it before. It's really good. If you're looking... And I hope they do spotlight this on the Kickstarter because I feel like that's a great way. Like, hey, you can download our full app right now because the Star Realms out. If you like deck building games and you have never played Star Realms, go download the app right now. I believe it's free to try out, and it is a fantastic deck building game. Okay, so and I believe Robot Quest Arena, is this one out? Let's check. I don't think this one's out. Maybe full pre-production proof. So this one is not out. So we'll go back one more. Kapow! So right now we have 2 things outstanding. But once again, one was just this summer. Shipping plus fulfillment update. Here's the latest information. This is from January. We have some major delays with Holly compounding delivery window for our shipment in Asia. Let's see. U.S. shipping has already begun. Backers are receiving their games add-ons. So for most of the world, so it looks like we have 2.5 in still production shipping sort of thing. So it looks good. But once again, can you do it? I'm not particularly worried about it. I mean, I get the impression that Star Realms is probably evergreenish, and that they kind of spun that off into Hero Realms as well. Plus, yeah, I wonder how the app is going, because they made such a fantastic app, and it has the microtransactions, but they don't feel like microtransactions in this game, because it's like you're buying actual things that if you were to buy them in real life would be just like 16 card packs. You know, I don't know, it's weird. Hey, can't believe this is the first time I heard about this. Hero Realms? Yeah, Hero Realms is rock solid. I personally still like Star Realms a little bit more, but that's because I like the sci-fi theme over the fantasy theme, but they're both great games. If you're new to Hero Realms Dungeon, if you are new to Hero Realms, Dungeons is a fantastic place to start. In the single box, you get all the amazing gameplays Hero Realms has to offer. 2 to 4 PvP with basic decks, 2-player PvP with included Alchemist and Barbarian character packs, solo and 2-player cooperative playthrough at 12. This is a lot of stuff here. We packed a ton of awesome deck building game into this box you are going to love. So I am getting that impression. I think this is more not Ticket to Ride size, but that next smaller size down. So the Hero Realms Dungeon Box Set, including the Alchemist and Barbarian character packs and adventure decks. This is what you're getting. This Kickstarter features all this stuff. Just, here you go. Stuff. Stretch goals. Holy Fire promo card. Cool. We're hitting stretch goals every 20K. Awesome. What's this at? This is at 155. All right. So we got handful of promo cards, cool. Dungeons content. So here's everything we got. The 12 encounter solo cooperative campaign. Yeah, I think this is a smaller box, not like Ticket to Ride style. Double-sided game board, cool. Alchemist health die. I'd like to know the dimensions of the game board. And the price. The price, most importantly. I'd like to know the price. Like, why can't it just slap me with it right there? Let's get it over with. Gameplay. Now we're going to talk gameplay and text. Game board. Things. Score dials. Market decks. Got it. Game stuff. I just want the price. This is all good. Don't get me wrong. This is good stuff. It's just, I don't feel like it's above the price, which everyone needs to know. And once again, I know it's over here in the support. You don't need to mention it. As I've mentioned 100 times, people on iOS and people on mobile do not see any of this information. They have to make an entire extra click on there, which is why I always feel like it's good to have it in your story, because that's a huge chunk of people. Adventurer tier, dungeons, campaign, game board, $4 cards. So this is a different tier. Great. It's still like, it's a tier. Why can't you just give me the price? Stuff, things, add-ons. So we're not going to talk about the price. This is going to be one of those campaigns where we don't talk about the price. Yick. So we're talking about the price of the add-ons before we're actually talking about the price of what you want me to buy. Why? Like, that's weird. I don't even know what the price of the add-on health dials are first. I don't even know what the price of the game is. Add-on adventure deck, add-on watery graves. So cool stuff, things, artwork, more add-ons, literally more add-ons. This one should be titled More Add-ons, and this one should be titled More Add-ons. I hate to be a stickler, but you already went add-ons, and then you went add-ons, and then you went more add-ons. So I feel like maybe we just, I don't know, put them in one area. Like, I feel like that meme where it's like someone gives the logical thing that you might want to do, and then they throw them out the window, and it's like, why spread it all out? Like, this looks great. Like, this is the more add-on section, I think, is clearly the add-on section that I'm the biggest fan of. I agree. The layout seems like there is a litany of add-ons. I always want a cut and dry layout of what I'm getting. What is ancillary? And those life dials, I believe, are all ancillary for $5 each. Damn, Matthew. You gonna embarrass me like that in front of my people? What's this? Just look away. Providing necessary support to the primary activities or operation of an organization. Oh, so they look essential? Okay. Yeah, sorry. I barely graduated high school. I then went to college and did really well, but there's like these huge, wide gaps where it's like, man, you are dumb. Yeah, I don't know if they're crucial, but they definitely make it much easier, I would agree. Page Manager add-ons, so some Kapow add-ons, so it's not to get the Kapow, but just the add-ons to Kapow. This is interesting. Star Realms, the Deluxe Nova Collection. Oh, that looks awesome. Sorcerer add-ons, stuff, things. Here we go. Hero Realms Dungeons Preview. No thanks. 6 minutes. What is this? I want to click on it. You're going to tell me what it is? Is it a podcast? Oh, it's a podcast. No thanks. Oh, this is a review. This is the app. So this is the app review. That's good, and that's one thing that I feel like wasn't mentioned here. The fact that you can try before you buy. We see this all the time. Tabletop Simulator, Tabletopia. Essentially a gameplay is the primitive form of that. Hero Realms gameplay. So this is a gameplay of the game. This is a teach and play, so a 3-hour teach and play of that. That's a really interesting video selection area, and I'm not a big fan necessarily, especially not of pulling quotes. Like if this one right here, I don't know. I've talked about the app is great, but this is the first time I feel like you've mentioned the app even to me, and that's a great try before you buy thing. I don't know. It's just this story. Just not a fan at all. Project notes, USA, $15 to $25. Okay. I think that seems reasonable. I'm still wondering the size of the box. Yeah, I could definitely see how you would be like, I don't know if I'm backing the right thing here. And you know why? Because we don't have pledge levels in the story! Because it's 2013 up in here? Like, I covered Do Your Job. I think that was the first Kickstarter I ever covered, like 11 years ago. And this is this is kind of what Kickstarters looked like a little bit back then. Not as nice, but it's like, there's just glaring things here. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the fact the shipping's here. I think it's buried at the bottom, but it's just, a graphic would be nice. Pledge Manager tier, so $30. Not sure what to get. Sure. 30, so 2 backers. Nobody's backing that. Dungeon tier. You get the 300 card Hero Realms dungeon box and all the stretch goals. And then just more text that is allowed. Like look at all that text, and it just looks like buzzwords. Play 2-player PvP, level up with the Alchemist and Barbarian from level 1 to 24. Play multiplayer with the 4 included standard decks, or even a 6-player Emperor game with one team led by the Alchemist and the other by the Barbarian. Play the 12-part dungeon adventures, leveling up as you go, fight monsters, gain experience, learn new skills, abilities, and fantastic treasures! None of that tells me that's the pledge level I need, though. It's all just you shoving more theme down my throat, like you did the first minute of the video. This complete 1 to 6 player. So I feel like this is the complete one. But if it's it's not the complete one. I know it's not the complete one because it only has 45 backers. And that is clearly not the complete one. So let's just keep going. It's not that one. We're going to deductive reasoning this mug out. To find out which of these pledge is ancillary for you. All right, $99. If you want Dungeons and all the new characters, get this tier, save $27. So Dungeons is a thing that was previously released? Is that what's up? What's breaking? Hero Realms. Yeah, Undertaker's back last night. That was crazy. I popped so hard for that. What's up? Hero Realms Dungeons. So no, this is a new thing, but it's a spin-off of Hero Realms. So it's an expansion. It's an expansion in a bigger box. And then they're also giving you the option to fill up that bigger box with everything else. So the bigger box, I imagine this is the pledge if you are a returning backer. So I think Matthew might need the $59 one. It's not clearly laid out at all. And it could have been returning something or others. This is also where you could go into your other Hero Realms things and say, hey, back this pledge level. Let's see if they did that. That's something I see a lot of companies do, which just makes sense. Make it cleaner, make it clear, so they just have to go to your page and give you the money. Nope, nothing of that. Nothing of that. Steal that idea, Rob. Steal it. You know it's good. Write it down with that Sharpie you got now. Dungeon tiers. You get the 300 card Hero Realms Dungeon. So I think this is the returning backers one. Which is why it's so low? Question mark? That doesn't seem right. You should be like, wait, if it's a really popular game, because let me make sure. I mean, I personally like Star Realms better, but I think most people like Hero Realms better. Especially if I can spell it. Hero Realms. Yeah, 237. Bang! And once again, that's one of those things that I would mention there too. You mentioned that it's a spin-off of Star Realms, which is a massively popular game. But this kid stands in itself, top 250 game of all time. Get out of here! That's fantastic. Top 200. Yes, that's great. So 2 comments, 95. Wow. Oh, that's because that's the previous Kickstarter, you noob. So now we're on to the adventure tier. If you want Dungeons And all the new characters get this tier. Wait, so there's new characters. Oh, so I'm imagining, Matthew, no, you don't want this pledge level, because that's the bare bones returning backer one, I think. This is the full course meal, because then you get everything. And I imagine this one's going to be the most popular. I'm going to speculate that that's the most popular out of everything we got. Just because returning backers love the game, and I don't feel like new backers. Was I convinced? I don't know. It's really hard for me to take off my rose-colored glasses of knowing I really like Star Realms and Hero Realms. I don't think so. Hero Realms all in tier. So this one we did make clear. Hey, you want everything. You don't have nothing. This is the one to get. So there's 3. Is it clean and clear? 3. Then the retailer tier. Got it. 4. So we only have, and that right there, I think is a really, that's rough. That's rough. Because the way I see this Kickstarter campaign playing out in my brain, based on what it is, exactly what it is this was an attempt to print an expansion to the game in order to draw in, yes, all those older backers who love the game and want to get the new box that's going to hold everything. And the reason why I'm breaking this all down is because they kind of did the same thing with Star Realms. I have the bigger box. No, Lucy does. Lucy has the bigger box. It's awesome. But it feels like that's what they're doing. So, like, here's this new expansion. It's in the box, so if you have the original game, you need to get this. But then we also release these other characters, and we're just, do you want to buy those too? So you buy that pledge level that everyone took at the $99 pledge level. And I say to myself, okay, bigger box, new expansion, new characters, game I love, $99, proven commodity. I don't have an issue with that. It seems fine. It doesn't seem like a great price, but it seems fine. Okay, it seems Kickstarter reasonable. Then I get to the Hero Realms all-in tier. And this really is where we're trying to get new people. We're trying to bring in all those people that have heard about Hero Realms, that love, that maybe played at a friend's house. And the bottom line is, starting off at a $299, and I imagine the reason why they have just the all-in instead of the dip your toes in there is because they didn't want to clutter their pledge area over here, because right now they only have like 5, and one's a pledge manager and one's a retailer, so we kind of just omit those. We just expect those to be there. So they really only have 3 pledge levels. And it looks like this one could pretty much just go. Honestly, it looks like both these could pretty much just go, but this one is not supposed to just go. That's supposed to be the one that busts out hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially, as you've convinced these people that they need to spend the $300 to get absolutely everything possible for Hero Realms. And $300, like, that's a lot. That's a lot for not a mini. That's a lot for not a playmat. That's a lot for. So I feel like with this, we have to mention card numbers. We have to have a pledge area that specifies that this is over 1,000 cards to deck build, or whatever the crazy number is of cards and characters and possibilities, and all that can be easily conveyed in one beautiful area that 90% of other Kickstarters have, which is the pledge area. And instead we have add-ons upon add-ons upon add-ons upon videos that we have to just kind of sift through to figure out what we want to get and what we want to do. I don't feel like, as a new person to Hero Realms, I am in any way, shape, or form convinced to give you $300. Like, unless I walk through this Kickstarter campaign thinking I'm going to give you $300 because I absolutely loved Hero Realms when I played at my buddy Mandy's house, like, whatever, like, yeah. But other than that, no. I can't see it. I just can't see it. Like, this is $300. Like, it's a hard sell. I think that's why that number's so low. And I think the fact that Matthew said, like, I'm not sure if I got the right pledge level, when there's only 3 pledge levels, really just such a clear and evident example of, yeah, maybe we should put a pledge area here. I was expecting this one to kick ass. This sucks. All right, why is it showing me $200 million? That is a really high. Simmer down now. Like, what? That's so weird. Okay, what is the new content for existing Hero Realms? What is the new content? Okay, I don't feel like that should be an FAQ. I feel like that should be very easily understood and digested by your returning backers. Because once again, the overwhelming majority of people here are returning backers. And I don't feel like you're doing a particularly great job to either of those backers. I feel like it's just like, yeah, we got this awesome game. You want this awesome game, so you're going to give us the money for this awesome game and this awesome box. Oh, I was so glossed over by everything else, I forgot to really break down the shipping cost for everything. I do apologize. Sometimes when I get into some of these Kickstarters and I just see so many things where I'm like, why in the world would they possibly make that decision? And I'm just so befuddled, I forget to look at the obvious stuff. And then I can complain about this, which once again is the fact that there's 3 pledge levels. There's 3 pledge levels people are going to take. Yes, this is the most popular pledge level by the mile, but you need to know me the price of the shipping for the other 2 pledge levels. And you give me this generic $15 to $25. Does that mean everything's $15 to $25? Because once again, I know you're throwing in the $10 to give wiggle room. Does that mean just that most popular pledge is $15 to $25? Does that mean the main pledge is $15 to $25? Because let's be honest, what this campaign is for right here. Even though we all really know the thing this campaign is for, right? It's just so... So, if I am coming in here and I don't want to give you $300, let's pretend that's who I am, because I feel like that's probably the majority of the people. Let's see how easy it is. Maybe that's why they focus so much on add-ons, because they knew they were banking on the fact that that was going to be the majority of people, which it turned out not being with 6. Now, it did just launch today. That is another thing that I do want to mention. It did just launch today, or yesterday, one of the two. I think it was today. So they're still doing fantastic. And I'm very interested to see where this campaign goes. So if I just want the game, I got freaking dials first. What? I want the game. Is it the third? It's not. Is it the $59 one? Hero Realms Dungeon Box Set and all the stretch goals. So the Hero Realms Dungeon Box Set. Is this the adventure tier? Is this the adventure? No, this is this tier. That's not what I'm getting. Let's see. Where's this one? Is this the adventure tier? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it is. This is the dungeons contents. So 12. So this is not what I need. So I need to get this, and then I need to get the add-on for the game, which now means I need to scroll forever. And I see add-ons, and I say, oh yeah, health tiles. That's what I'm looking for. Add-on adventure decks, not what I'm looking for. Watery Grave, not what I'm looking for. Artwork, definitely not what I'm looking for. Can I even? Oh, here it is. $49. So now I'm looking at $110 just to dip my toes in here. It's because it comes with the character bundles. They're lumping in the base game and the character bundles. They're making you get that. Why are we able to separate nearly every other thing? No, they didn't hear. Yeah. So, as a new Kickstarter backer to as a new Hero Realms person, I don't feel like it's a fun or easy to navigate Kickstarter. As a returning Hero Realms backer, I don't feel like it's a fun or easy to navigate Kickstarter page. And that's not good. You gotta crush one of them. What is the best way to ask a question without posting on the Kickstarter page? Okay? Will any of the Hero Realms promo cards be available? Oh my gosh, it just keeps going. There's more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You liar! You lied, Kickstarter! What? You lying sack of crap? Why would they do that? That's so weird. Like, that's never did they just add them? Oh, oh my god! They're in the process of adding them right now! Ooh! Okay. I would organize these like Reload from Colossal Games, because once again, if my question is question 16, I have to navigate through 15 other questions that are completely irrelevant to me just to find mine. Not a fan. No updates because it just launched. Still doing great, though. $163,000, which once again is because it's based on the number 250 most popular board game ever released in the history of board games. Like, and I use this number a lot because I want to show you something. If you're not familiar with Board Game Geek, this is astounding. We have 1,422 pages of board games here. And I believe there's 100 per page. So that is, add 2 extra zeros, that is 142,000 games on Board Game Geek. Now, not all of them are rated and ranked, because you have to have a certain number of people to rate and rank the game to even be seen as a qualified game. But most games that have at least, I'd say, a 500 to 1,000 print run, which is, that's pretty reasonable. I mean, that's about as small as you're going to get, at least in the last 10 to 15 years. Because obviously people are doing much smaller print runs. They still do in other parts of the world. You look at a place like the Tokyo Game Show, and you see a lot of games that might have a 50, 100, 150, like a very small print run where they're handcrafted, handmade games. They sell them there. But for the most part, it is an astounding number of games, and this is one of the top 200 almost, top 250. And I don't feel like we mentioned that at all. I don't feel like we mentioned how good the app is at all. We didn't mention that we could play the game before. I'm a newbie, and I would learn towards the $100 tier. The $300 tier is a bit much and confused me a bit. Well, I don't believe you can play with the $100 tier. I think you have to bump it up to the $150, but then we get to the $15 to $25 shipping. And once again, my question is, what is it? How's the add-ons work with shipping? Because I'm assuming that obviously I'm going to have to pay some additional shipping on top, and now I have even more questions. Not sure where those adventure decks for old classes. Not sure, what are those adventure decks for old classes? Do I need to buy them, or is it already in previous boxes? Have all the character packs? I bet this is so many questions. How long, time back here, do you add the other promo cards which you gave us events since the last campaign? Hi, I'm super excited to be part of this campaign. Double checking the $2.99 all-in tier is everything gameplay-wise. See, everybody here is just like, hey, great job. Quick question. It's like when you bring home someone new and you're like, we're getting married, and they're like, what? I've never met. Like, yeah, I got questions for it. No, I'm happy, totally happy. Can I quick questions over here? I'm super excited. You'll be missing some promos that are in the promo packs from conventions and such, but otherwise, that's pretty much everything. I'll post a guide during the campaign, like I did for Star Realms. Cool. That's a super backer worth his weight in gold. I didn't include additional optional accessories like sleeve or extra spoilers, but all available game time is in here. Rob's in there answering questions. Great. Hi, I pledged the all-in tier. How many of the adventure tier sleeve bundles do I need to cover all-ins? Cool. Great customer service here. Oh, what's this one? It's got +1, +2, +3. Backers since day one of first campaign. Please, for the love of our sanity, add a pledge for your longtime backers so that we get everything new. I see you updated the FAQ, but you're still going to be faced with a lot of confused backers. Yes, this is what I'm saying. It's not simple for anyone. And that's, unfortunately, where we have to stop and give this a grade. Because as always, I grade these. On the do I want it, can you do it, how much is it scale? Montreal, going big. Good for you, Montreal. Do I want it? I don't know. I don't feel like... I like Hero Realms. I love Star Realms. I like Hero Realms. So, yes, I want the new stuff. I want the new box. I want to have everything... here. I don't want it all a la carte, so it's in, because like they came in like rip up like bags, like you'd get baseball cards or something in, but they were larger and they don't all fit in the box. So then you're like, do I want to put it in its own separate bag? Do I want to put it in a different box? I just kind of kept the bags partially ripped and then tucked the cards back in there. Does anybody else do that, or am I just weird? So the box is very appealing to the target market. 512. Oh, that's Hero Realms Journey. So I get that. Do I want it if I'm a returning backer? Yeah, because I know how good the game is. If I'm not, no. The price seems high. The price seems confusing. I don't, like, you just shoved a minute of generic fantasy down my throat for the first minute before you got into a personal touch. And I feel like the personal touch did great, did wonders. But that first minute, I was like, the main image, once again, but I will say that main image, I think, was saved by a very vivid description going exactly what you're getting here, using buzzwords that I love, 1 to 5 players, 12 encounter dungeon campaign, 6 new, so asymmetrical characters, a new 80-card market deck. So I'm kind of knowing that this is an expansion on something pre-existing. So I like all that. Do I want it? Yeah, kind of, maybe. If you're a returning fan, yes. If not, I don't know. I don't feel like I was convinced. Can you do it? Yes, I feel comfortable with that. Yeah. But man, it just is so confusing. If I were a new person completely to Wise Wizard games and their Kickstarters, I don't know. I would just be really turned off. Like, we started with stretch goals too. Don't get me wrong. I love that, but it's just confusing. Everything seems confusing, and I don't want that. And then when I finally figure out the price, if you want Dungeons and all the new characters, get this tier. Because once again, as I always mentioned, there's something called Bauer's Law, which is typically that if you have the all-in, big, mega, massive pledge level that has everything, That's going to be your most popular pledge level. And that's actually, if you think about it, what some of these people in the adventure tier are requesting. Like, we just want the one that has everything, all the new stuff. Because that's typically, it's not me being like, oh, I'm smart, I did this. And it's just, I pay attention to what everybody backs at all the Kickstarters, and that's what people typically back. So how much is it? Not a fan. Like, it's not easy to figure it out. And then I also have questions about the shipping, and then add-ons, and there's tons of add-ons, and there's no pledge area. And you didn't even mention to me that I could play the Hero Realms app, I think, for free right now, or demo it for free, or the Star, like, just something. Like, if you took me to the Star Realms app so I could try that one out and say, hey, you want a taste of what this, the spiritual successor to this, or whatever it's called, whatever is the word before successor. I'm stalling. I don't want to give it a grade. Let's look at that main image one more time. We're nowhere in an A. I don't think we're in a B range. I don't think we're in a C range, to be honest with you. This is a top 250 game of all time. Put some more respect on this game's name. Don't just give me generic fantasy artwork, generic fantasy story. Like, I need more. You know, you told me it's a spin-off of Star Realms. That's good. Like, that's good. But it's like, I kind of want to know that the game is great enough that it stands on its own because it's the top 250 game of all time. So I think we're in a D range. It's definitely not an F. I think we're in a D+. Like, there's so much great here, and I think just streamlining a pledge area, clearing it up, because it should be a very easy shopping experience, and it's not. It should be very easy to convince me that I want this game, and you don't. So yeah, I'm in a D+. Let me know in the comments below what's your final grade for Hero Realms Dungeon. It's really frustrating because I really enjoyed this IP, and even more frustrating because they were so high on BGGG, they should know how to manage a Kickstarter by now. They kickstart every release. I can't say I disagree with them. And that's another point. Like, this is, like, when I looked at this Kickstarter story, I'd be like, yeah, this is probably their first Kickstarter campaign. They'll hammer this out. They'll figure this out. And it's like, no, it's just, this is 15th. Yeah, I think that's a great point, Matthew. D. Blame Matthew. I was trying to be trying to be positive. Let me know in the comments below what's your final grade. And if you enjoy Kickstarter content, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below. I'm trying to reach 17,000 subscribers to make 2023 my biggest year ever. Thanks. Bye-bye.